Hello and welcome to the first ever 14th episode of Whoniverse. You're here with me, Jamie.
Me, Brian, and oh no,
Lewis bailed on us again. Dum de 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 dum. So, got no Lewis, it's just you and me today.
Yeah.
Two guys and a podcast. That's don't Google that.
I think you're right googling that.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Very little, to be honest.
Very little.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty's coming out.
Rick and Morty's back in
November.
Can't wait.
Super excited. I bought Doctor Who season 18 on Blu-ray.
Yes.
My divorce came through the post as well at the same
What do you
time.
think so far?
I haven't opened it yet.
I haven't opened it, right.
It's still in its plastic wrapping. Now I'm a little upset because I knew about this collection for a long time, and I think what was it, season 12? Is that when he started? Was that his first season?
Which one have you got? Season 8?
Tom Baker.
So you got season 8?
Yeah, that was his last season.
Last season. I would say season 12 probably would be his first season.
So season 12 was the first one to be released. It's called Doctor Who: The Collection.
Yeah.
And they released them all in a random weird order. Like 12 is out, 18 is out. We're not in between, so it's a bit strange. So I thought, I was looking around trying to find season 12. So I thought I'm going to try and get the whole collection. So I bought season 18. I'm sorry, wife, Miriam. I bought it for about £38.99, which I thought, considering the content, it's not that bad. Season 12 sold out everywhere. Guess how much it's going for on eBay?
Oh, it's ridiculous amounts.
Now, this is an auction, so it's actually, when I last looked at this price, still got about, it's only 6 days left. How much do you think it's going for currently?
It's something like £400.
When I last looked, it was at £700.
Wow.
£700. I'm never going to have a complete collection. I hope they do a reprint, although it's not likely. I mean, it's like the BBC are allergic to money. I want to give them my money. But no, fortunately, I think what happened was we did a limited run at first.
Right.
Sort of test the waters, and we all sold out, so now there's none left. Fortunately, all the next ones, while they do sell, they don't sell out as quickly because there's more in the wild. So that's fortunate. So, so
I went to York last Friday, visited the York Castle Museum, and there's a section dedicated to the 60s.
There's Doctor Who in there?
Yeah, Doctor Who was in there. I pressed a button that said Doctor Who, and it showed a clip from Dalek Invasion of Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Isn't that the, what's his name? That was the film, wasn't it?
No, that was the...
I thought because one that was the film with, what's his name, who played General Tarkin?
Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing,
There was a film made, but originally it was a TV series.
Okay.
Bill Hartnell.
Alright. So we'll move things around this week. We're going to start it off with voting in the TARDIS, which is actually going to bring us smoothly onto topical Who. What would the ideal spin-off be? Now, this was a poll we put forward to our wonderful, wonderful listeners. The options being River Song, Unit, Jenny, Master and Missy.
Yeah, wasn't the Master Missy a sitcom? Hi honey, I'm home.
Love and marriage, love and marriage. Don't know the rest.
No.
I was listening to it the other day as well. Damn it. But I feel like I should have listened to Lewis a bit more. Because he said he really wanted Clara and me in the list, and there was actually a serious outcry for Clara and me. I'm going to put one of the comments in there, which we'll read out in a second. But out of those four options, which do you feel like would have the most legs when it comes to its own spin-off series?
Well, I'm biased because I wanted Unit. Is my suggestion.
Now, Unit does have its legs, but it's as one of the comments, which we'll go into in a bit anyway, mentions. It's something that should have been done in the 70s, and I'm not too sure it's something we could do now. Maybe it's like recasting would be very difficult as well, wouldn't it?
It would be, particularly with Brigadier.
Yeah,
I mean, Stewart no longer being with us, Nick Courtney.
Yeah. I mean, myself personally, it's between River Song and Master / Missy. It's I feel like River Song probably would be the most interesting, but Master Missy would also have its own sort of a reverse Doctor Who, like doing everything that the Doctor may do, but sort of opposite way.
Going around the universe, destroying planets rather than saving them.
Exactly, buttering both sides of the bread. So which do you think would win?
Well, sadly, I've got the results in front of me, so I'm not surprised with the winner.
Got River Song at 50%.
Again, we failed to.
Well, to be fair, it's very difficult to get a non-landslide landslide option. It's like you can't do this sort of poll without having the likes of River Song. But it was very close with last place between Unit and Jenny, which was 14 and 15%, and Master Missy heading second place with 21%. So aside from first place, it was a quite close poll. Getting that second, it was. Unit wasn't always last place; it was second place for a long time as well. But then I think it ended up with like 400 votes. So it was a very popular poll, and we got some extra comments as well on there as well. Are you good at accents, Brian?
As long as it's South African.
You can do a South African accent. Do you think that would be appropriate? Let's do that. So we got the first comment from CPI75.
Yeah, having listened to the Big Finish production audio stories, Jenny, the Doctor's daughter, which was brilliant, by the way. They should definitely be a TV show.
Okay. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah. Again,
it was kind of unfinished, wasn't it? The Doctor's daughter.
The issue of Jenny is, if they did make a TV show, a spin-off, because Jenny was my original suggestion, which is why I proper levied for it, in the poll. But when I went back and thought about it after I'd already launched the poll, I kind of figured, what would have been the point of a spin-off series regarding Jenny? Because she'd do exactly the same thing that the Doctor already does. Mm-hmm. So it'd be a bit pointless. Should be more suited to being a companion rather than having her own spin-off series. We've got another one from one of our regulars, at Her Dark.
Oh dear, that's gone wrong already. Right, if I try to do an Australian one, it will come out South African.
Do Australian?
If I try and do Australian, it will sound South African, trust me. I would love to see Ginny in her own series. An interesting character that hasn't got explored too much. Seeing her avoid the Doctor when their paths cross.
Yeah, there's a big outcry, everyone feeling Jenny should get her own spin-off series. But again, like I said, what other accents can you do?
I could.
You can do German, can't you?
I'm not sure. No, that's South African.
I'll try one.
No.
I'll do my best Scottish accent. This one's from Danny B122758846. I feel sorry for his mother. They should have done a unit one in the late 70s with the original crew, Brigadier, Brenton, and got Yates back involved somehow with Osgood, Jenkins, etc., with cameos from Liz Shaw, Joe Grant and Sarah Jane. I'd have loved that. Now, they should do Romana and a Time War one. That's my Scottish accent. Thank you very much, Liz.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fancy a piece of shortbread right now.
But basically, yeah, it's what we said earlier. Unit is something that could have been done and should have been done back in the day as its own sort of spin-off series, but unfortunately didn't. I don't know.
I'm sure it was something the BBC considered. I think there's been a Time War, Big Finish. I'm sure Big Finish have done something with the Time War.
Big Finish have done loads of things with the Time War from all different aspects, but I would like to see something on television. We need something to fill in those gaps between seasons, really. When I watched, it's called City of Death, wasn't it?
Yes.
I really did want to know more about Romana.
Yeah.
She was a very interesting character, especially when I found out she was a Time Lord. Or Time Lady, whatever we want to call them. What's PC? I don't know.
Well, Time Person.
Time Person.
Fairly sure she featured in Series 18 or Season 18.
Oh, does she?
So we see a few more of her adventures. Do you think Danny B.I. was sitting there going, Danny B.I. 1, oh no, it's taken. Danny B.I. 2, oh no, it's taken.
It's Danny B.I. 2275846.
That's taken.
We've got another one, which is kind of put in for Lewis, but he couldn't be here. It says, it's from Mr. Chrome, CRZ. Why is Clara and me not a spin-off already? Brav.
In it.
Yeah, in it, bruv.
What?
Yeah, well, again, I think the reason it wouldn't be a spin-off is because, quite frankly, we're doing the same thing that the Doctor already does, really. Fixing shizzle that needs fixing. And then we got Sharon Clark too. River Moon is awesome. She's smart, courageous, dangerous, and yet compassionate. Watching her in action would be a treat.
Who's River Moon?
But that's what her name was.
Was it?
Yeah, she wasn't always River Song. She took that name later on when she became good. It's River Moon Song.
Is it?
Yeah. Dr. River Moon. You've never seen Silence in the Library?
I've never watched Doctor Who. I confess now.
You never
I
actually
don't
seen
like
Doctor?
it. No.
You're really good at. You've been winging it all this. It's been 14 weeks, and it only comes clear now.
Yeah.
So for our next topic,
Yeah.
I would very much like to know what your ideal spin-off would be.
Yeah.
And just for fun, what would be your overarching storyline? And please don't steal mine.
Well, I wasn't going to. Oh, this one here. I think I'm going to campaign for a unit spin-off.
Unit?
Yeah, all the way. I suppose it might be a bit too similar to Torchwood.
Well, that's the thing. We don't have a Torchwood.
No, not anymore.
So it would be a good replacement, I guess.
Yeah, but
could we sort of build, because we know Unit's gone now.
Yeah.
So what if Unit came back and it was sort of a story about building Unit back to what it once was?
Yeah. So starting off with
So like it'd be an origin story
Kate
basically.
Lethbridge Stewart.
She's dead.
She's not dead.
So Osgood takes over.
Osgood. Well,
My ideal
but
companion.
it might be Zygon Osgood.
Zygon Osgood. Well, we'll never know, will
No.
we?
And they
never
if
came back.
She doesn't know. Who knows? As long as
She doesn't know, but I know you know.
As long as Lee Evans isn't involved.
Lee Evans. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's managed River Song, you know, but with viewer on her own timeline.
Yeah.
And you know, you could also, you know, and the thing is, the BBC could reuse old episodes and just basically, what's the word? Just pretty them up, basically, you know, make them look a bit more modern, you know, as time's moved on, you know, so we could have Silence in the Library and such like that, but just watch the River Song story in the order that in her own timeline. So basically, meeting the Doctor in reverse.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be so interesting. I think we should do it before she gets too old, because it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, obviously the final episode will be Silence in the Library. But I guess we could do a final shot of that where we find out what she was doing at that point as well.
Yeah.
Because it does cut away from her, so I'd love to see maybe that episode from her perspective. It would be really interesting, and we could also have an appearance from Jenny. Maybe they bumped into each other. Maybe we have their own little adventures. Maybe Jenny has been in Doctor Who all the way along. She's just regenerated and no one knew it was her.
Is River Song Jenny's stepmom then?
No. Wait. So Jenny.
She's the Doctor's wife.
It's so confusing. Right.
So
So Jenny is the Doctor's daughter.
Yes.
So River would be her stepmom.
Yeah. And Rory and Amy would be her grandparents.
Oh my god. We've got.
Grandparents?
It would be grandparents. Yeah. Parents. It's
Grandparents.
The parents. Yeah.
Step-grandparents.
Step grandparents.
No, because they're not... Yes, I don't know.
Doctor Who.
That's why we're reading too much into this.
And that's what happened that's what happens when Moffat gets involved. But yeah, like I think it would be a really good one. I'd really enjoy seeing. I mean, River Song was never my favourite character. You know, the actual.
Mm-hmm.
I just never really enjoyed her. I found her a bit too cocky, but I think she has grown on me. I do love her her story a lot. Her actual story is just amazing, and I love the way they've sort of built it, and I'd love to see her return. Just like I want to see Captain Jack Harkness return and possibly do his own thing as well. Like I'd love to see a return of Torchwood, for example.
We all would, as long as it wasn't as bad as Miracle Day.
Miracle Day was actually my first introduction to Torchwood, and
Wow, and you watched it again. You wanted to see more after Miracle Day.
I don't, But I've heard so many great things about it. I'm like, they're thinking, if Miracle Day was the worst, and I didn't think it was that bad. I've seen worse on television. And I'll never say I hated it. It wasn't Star Wars Episode 1 bad, but it was great. I enjoyed it. I love the philosophy. It just wasn't very. It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Series 1 and 2 are much better.
It was very Americanized. That's what I didn't like about it. It felt like an American reboot. But no, it was okay. So, moving on to the Nuvian News Network. So, before Lewis left, he did leave me some news, which he coincidentally printed onto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets of paper that he wants me to read through, which I don't have time for. So I'm going to run through it really quickly. If poking around Doctor Who's TARDIS in VR sounds like fun to you, better look next time. So let's get the article open and read you an excerpt and hope that it's relevant to the story. As arguably the biggest nerd at Vulture Central, this correspondent was assigned the task of strapping on a rift and firing up the BBC Digital Drama Team's 13-minute take on Whovian VR experience. Those hoping for some live Who action to stave off those long, lonely nights until the next series will sadly be disappointed. Okay, mate, I don't know what you do in between seasons, but... Doctor Who, The Runaway, is animated with an art style that leans more towards the cartoonish than the uncanny reality of something like Lone Echo, which is their rival VR experience. This is no bad thing. While not hugely detailed, the imagery is pleasant on the eye, and the animation of a Doctor herself is naturally fluid. The story has the Doctor, voiced by the current occupant of the live-action role, Jodie Whittaker, attempting to return a creature called Volta to its home planet before the proverbial hits the fan. Proverbial. Naturally, things didn't go smoothly, and the player is recruited as an assistant to deal with the forces of evil on the way. What do you think so far?
Sounds a bit rubbish, to be honest.
Sounds like Lewis should have given me a smaller excerpt.
Yeah.
Player is perhaps an exaggeration. While the participant is issued with one of the most famous sonic screwdrivers, I perhaps spent more time than I should studying it and turning it around, turning the thing off, on and off. Actual interactivity is limited to picking stuff up, pointing at things and having a crack at steering the TARDIS in a manner that calls to mind an early BBC Doctor Who VR tie-in, The Time Vortex. Don't know if you remember about the BBC iPlayer.
Yes, it was it Tennant? He sort of
it was just
played along and...
it was just literally, the opening.
Yeah.
It was just you're flying a TARDIS through there, avoiding projectiles.
Yes.
It was very simple. So, from what I've read so far on that, it just seemed to very much be it's an on-rails sort of experience, but then they never. I think this article is a bit unfair because they never said it was a game.
Mm-hmm.
They always said it was a VR experience, the experience of being a useless assistant. You wouldn't be very useless if you could actually do stuff. You're just there. It's just to put you in the world and just. Yeah. And I don't see anything wrong with that. It's not like the BBC is the richest multimedia organisation in the world.
No,
it's not like I pay £500 a year just for a TV licence to fund the BBC and all their projects. I'm okay.
If you're paying £500 a year for your TV licence, you're paying too much.
Because how much is it? It's like £200, isn't it?
It's about 150 quid.
Yeah. But considering I only watched Doctor Who on it, it's a bit disappointing. More importantly, though, the BAFTAs came round.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched them.
Nobody
did.
Nobody watched it.
But do you know who won?
I imagine. I think the Bodyguard won the.
Bodyguard won.
Pivotal TV moment.
The pivotal TV moment was when the person who he was set to defend
the Home Secretary.
The Home Secretary.
Played by Keeley Hawes.
Julia.
Yeah.
And she died, due to a spoiler alert, she dies.
Yeah. She gets blown to smithereens.
Yeah, rest in pieces. But she dies about one of the most pivotal moments in the BAFTAs, and it was obviously up against the Rosa Parks episode where Graham had to give up his seat on the bus. It wasn't close. Having seen both, I completely stand by the decision for the bodyguard to have won that. I don't think Doctor Who is really a show that stands out for having pivotal moments. It's more about an overbranching storyline for me rather than one single moment.
There's very rarely any wow moments in Doctor Who. There was an article a few months ago in one of the fan pages about great moments in Doctor Who that made you say wow. One of them that springs to mind was the Missy revealing herself as the Master.
But that was a great one, yeah. But not really like, I'd never say, maybe Doctor Who show has been nominated for BAFTA for the best series or best science fiction show on TV currently, but best moment, it just doesn't it doesn't suit the show.
Yeah, there's very rarely any blow your socks off moments.
No. So, history lesson.
Yes.
What episode did we watch?
You watched Warriors of the Deep, or known as Warriors on the Cheat by...
I thought it was Monsters.
No, Warriors...
I wrote Monsters on the sheet. So, if you just give us a quick synopsis of the episode.
Yes, the TARDIS lands on a undersea base in the year 2080 or 2083 or something like that.
We'll be there soon.
Not in a too distant future. The Earth is split into two opposing blocks. It's clearly supposed to be a Cold War thing. Both sides to...
How was the Cold War still going on during that episode?
No. Well, in 84, yeah, I suppose it was.
Was
really.
it?
Yeah. So yeah, two sides too afraid to use nuclear deterrent.
Sounds like the Cold War, yeah.
Yeah, and the Sea Devils and the Silurians team up in an attempt to cause nuclear war so they can then inhabit the planet they once inhabited.
And I was on their side all the way through, to be honest. In fact, I found the Doctor to be a bit of a douche.
Yeah.
I really found it weird how they crash landed in the submarine and proceeded, rather than seeking peaceful negotiations, like usual, he instead attempts to blow up the submarine, saying, "It's okay, they'll figure out how to fix it." Which I found really strange. He didn't actually do anything heroic until like the third part.
No.
And it's like, okay, now I have a role. It was. I found the episode to be very disjointed in regards to how the story played out. And this isn't even anything to do with the budget. This was just purely the writing. I found the writing to be very disjointed, and it didn't seem to fit the Doctor's characteristics. He crash lands on a submarine and chooses to blow it up, thinking they'll figure out how to fix it. Yeah, no problem.
And did you? There was I think they call it Chekhov's gun in.
Yeah,
TV
Chekhov's gun,
a plot device that's...
If you've ever seen Shaun of the Dead, it's a literal Chekhov's gun.
But they walk past these tanks filled with gas, and one of the companions says, "Oh, what's in that?" And the Doctor says it's tetrahexachloride. It's only fatal to lizard life. But I don't think that's going to be important at all in this adventure. And then they end up gassing all the Silurians and Sea Devils. Yeah,
that's another part I found strange. The Doctor actually did that as well. He killed them all. Yeah. Which is... I mean, I don't know if this is something that happens regularly on Classical Who. Very uncharacteristic of the character. Where he literally killed... Like, fine. You want to invade Earth? Over my dead body and poisons them all. And kind of see the effects for when they were... melting from the inside out. It looked like cheese being, whipped cheese being pushed through like a cheese grater or something. It was really incredible.
To me, I think it's an okay story, but it was very poorly produced. I think they rushed and did the whole thing in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was filmed in the same time spans it took to film Wayne's World, which was a much better film than this was an episode.
Not.
My wife walked in whilst I was watching this, and she was like, "What on earth is this? What are those costumes? What is with the acting? Yeah, the door is literally bending. Why is he trying to lift it off that lid? It's clearly not heavy enough. It's wobbly.
It was just a case of they did not have time to do retakes.
Oh, that's another thing I was going to mention. It felt like an episode just of first take.
Yeah.
It was just I call it a first take episode where we just first take done, first take done. Like that ginger kid.
Turlo.
Did not like him.
No.
It's like he was like escaping, and he was trying to run back to his TARDIS. And then when he found out the Doctor was alive, he looked so disappointed. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or...
It could be, because Turlo was an interesting character. He first appeared in a serial called Mordred Undead, as, well, a schoolboy, as he was.
Yeah.
Being taught at a school run by the then retired Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart.
Yeah.
He's contacted by a character called the Black Guardian, which features in an earlier Tom Baker's sort of story arc called The Key to Time.
Yeah.
And he's persuaded by the Black Guardian to kill the Doctor. Quite why the Black Guardian thought a public schoolboy could kill the Doctor when countless others have tried. No one knows. And he kind of joins the crew with the intention of trying to kill the Doctor, but then comes round and starts liking the Doctor.
Also, he still might have a bit of hatred towards him.
Yeah. It's then revealed he's actually an alien.
That was so nice. He goes, "What is it with you Earthlings wanting to do the right thing?"
Yeah. From the planet Trion. Civil War on his own planet. His mother was killed.
I guess they weren't triumphant.
No. And he was basically exiled to Earth.
Bit like the Doctor. Which Doctor was it that was exiled to Earth?
The third Doctor, Pertwee.
Yeah, and he's. I think if I remember rightly, from what I was reading, it was just due to budget cuts, so we needed to work it into a story. We couldn't afford the sci-fi special effects. Yeah, another thing that I would notice was why do all the guns look like glue guns? With the actual glue guns?
Probably.
And then the rest of them were holding light bulbs. And at one point, there's a machine, and it's literally just a couple of birthday candles with wool inside.
Yeah.
And it's just flashing.
This was just find anything that looks vaguely space age and use it.
There was actually bubble wrap on the seats.
Well, the I suppose monster that the Sea Devils and Silurians use to go around killing people, the Micra, that pantomime horse thing. If you look carefully, when it walks past part of the set, the paint's still drying, so it smears paint on itself.
Does it really?
Yeah. And for older listeners, the two men inside the Micra costume played Dobbin in Rent-A-Ghost.
Really?
Which was a 70s
and it was so obvious that it was two people inside. Like, I don't even know. It wasn't even a threat. It was literally, it was walking so slow.
Yeah.
And then what's her face? That doctor woman. There was only 3 women inside the entire episode anyway. But it was one that was a doctor, and she runs up to the thing and does some weird kung fu stuff, and then dies anyway. And I'm like, what? You could have just walked away from it. It wasn't very fast.
You wouldn't have to run away, would you?
But no, she was like, no, I'm going to stand and fight. I'm like, who the hell are you? Get a grip.
Just walk around the corner.
Yeah. Don't touch the walls.
Yeah, the wet paint.
Yeah, but Ginger Companion was a bit of a knob. I really liked it. This was my first introduction to the Silurians in Classic Who.
Yeah.
They look very different.
They do.
I don't know if it's just, again, budgets. They will look different in other episodes as well.
That was the Silurian look through the.
Also, we just got.
I think it was on their second appearance anyway. They appeared in.
Also, did we get reimagined for New Who then?
Yes, very much so. So they're in the Pertwee.
To the point where they were unrecognisable in Classic Who. I didn't know what they were. Yeah. And when we said the monsters of the deep,
Sea Devils,
could barely understand them.
Yeah.
And it's when they said Silurians, I know they were saying the silence. I was like, the silence are coming.
No, the Silurians.
The silence didn't come. So I was a little disappointed.
It's supposed to be related in some way that Sea Devils are basically sea-bound Silurians, and they used to rule the Earth before man came along.
don't know how that could have possibly worked. So the man just popped up one day out of primordial soup and was like, I run things now.
The Silurians thought that the moon was going to crash into the Earth, so they thought, we'll hide ourselves underground for a few years until it passes.
Is that actually what happened?
That's the storyline.
Oh
and then
my
they
God.
overslept.
I was watching the special features on the DVD for Monsters on the Cheap, and there was this guy that popped up, and it looks about your age, so he must have been really young at this point as well. And he was the unofficial advisor on Doctor Who scripts for continuity, and he took his job too seriously because one of the writers threatened to quit over the script on this episode, where he'd send back the script with 27 notes of continuity errors, saying, well, he wouldn't say this, he wouldn't do that, send it back. So he'd make all the amendments, send it back, and he goes, well, now this is a whole new set of issues. And send it back with like 50 more. I'm like, cheapers, creepers, man. Give the guy a break. It's like continuity is very important, but with certain things you do need a bit of... We do have no background in creative writing to be giving that sort of feedback. And, it's just creative writing. It's like, sure, continuity is very important, but yeah, continuity as in he's left-handed, not right-handed.
Yeah.
Not to, oh, well, he wouldn't say that. That's just ridiculous. But I did kind of enjoy the episode. What was his name now? Who played him?
Played who?
Doctor.
Peter Davison.
Peter Davison. You don't have to remind me, I knew it. I really enjoyed him. I really liked his sort of acting style. I found his acting quite wooden, but I think it's because everything was on the first take as well, so I can sort of let that go. But it wasn't that bad. You could tell he was the lead. You can tell he's probably got the most acting experience in the entire cast as well. And I found it strange how when he fell into the water, it was like a plank of wood got thrown into the water. And then Ginger Guy, like, he's touched the water, he's drowned, let's go!
He must be dead, come on, back to the TARDIS.
And she's like, no, let's go. Like, no. And somehow...
No, it might be alright.
And somehow, he convinces her to just go. It's only been 5 seconds. Because to the next episode, it's swimming straight away. Have they waited 2 seconds, would have seen him swimming. I don't know how he got into that airlock.
No.
It's just something you can do, listeners. This is something you can do at home for anything. As a personal task.
Fall into a swim. No.
Whenever I'm watching a film or a TV show or something and we go underwater, I hold my breath with them to see if I can match it.
Ah.
Sometimes I have to hold my breath 5 times to keep up. And then I have to get out my inhaler because I'm asthmatic. But yeah, what is the Peter Davison's Doctors like? Every Doctor's like got their own quirk. Matt Smith had Jammy Dodgers. Tom Baker had Jelly Babies. Jodie Whittaker's got her custard creams. Does Peter Davison?
He's got a stick of celery on his lapel.
So like, should I rate it like celeries out of 10? Or?
Yeah, how many celeries out of 10?
Ooh. It's going to be the lowest rated one, obviously. Yeah. But I'm trying to work out how mean I should be. I'm going to go like 4 celeries out of 10.
4, wow.
I thought it was really bad. No. Let me rethink. Because I would watch it, and I did kind of enjoy it, and I probably would watch it again. And as a general rule, this is my cinema rule as well. Whenever I go on IMDb, I will never watch films rated 6 and under because I don't want to waste my money in the cinema. I think I'd give it 6 celeries.
6
celeries? Yeah, because I could see myself watching it again and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I kind of have to anyway for the YouTube channel. So
it is one of my favourite stories, but probably not for the story itself.
You just love how quirky it is.
Yeah. I like Sea Devils as well. My favourite monsters.
It felt like an indie episode. Like a fan-made episode, but it worked really well. It's like what Kevin Smith said: if you ever watch something and you feel like you can do better, it was a horrible thing to watch. It says a lot about Clerks. I saw Clerks. I thought, oh, I can do that. Yeah. And I listened to his podcast, and I I can do that as well. It says a lot about him. So yeah, 6 celeries, 6 out of 10.
Awesome.
Works really well. So what will be? You'll be joining us next week, won't you?
Well, if I'm still alive.
You don't have any emergencies coming up?
None that I know of.
That's great. Yeah. What episode are we watching next week?
I think we will go with we'll stick with Peter Davison.
Oh yes.
and we'll watch his last episode.
Also, I get to see my first classic regeneration.
Yes. Caves of Androzani.
Caves of Androzani.
Yes.
It's a mouthful. Cool. I'm looking forward to the DVD. One thing I forgot to cover in Voting Metalis is the next poll.
Yeah.
Now we had a briefing before the podcast.
We're actually prepared for a poll.
Yeah, we're prepared for a poll, which is a bit unfortunate. Because I always like listen. Whenever I go back and listen to podcasts, I love to see our brains work. So I was thinking best crossover.
Yeah.
My ideal crossover for Doctor Who would be Star Wars, or kind of already have Star Trek anyway. But
They've done one, haven't they?
Yeah, they did. We did a graphic novel. I did it on Universal Hogwash, and you called it fake, and then you ate it.
That's because I don't like Star Trek.
Don't let Dawn hear you say that. She'll get so upset.
Well, the films were all right.
So I'd want to see Star Wars. I think. And what was your suggestion?
I thought 2 actually, because I answered on. You sent a message out, didn't you, on the Facebook thing? I thought I think I vaguely remember seeing this before, but Hulock. So he could.
Yeah, there was this fella. He made a fan. What's the word? He made a fan film, but he didn't make it from scratch or anything. He spliced sections of Doctor Who and sections of Sherlock together, and he called it. Look it up on YouTube.
It is.
It's one of the most phenomenal pieces of editing I've ever seen, and it's got a happy ending as well, because the fella who edited that, he got hired by the BBC.
Good.
And he works regularly on Doctor Who, which is great. And I'm a new Dracula show that Matt Gatiss and Moffat and T. Davis are working on.
Cool.
But so we'll do the best crossover.
So a meeting. I think I prefer a modern day Sherlock. So the
Benedict Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Cumberbuns.
Yeah.
He's calling Benedict Cucumber.
Yeah. And my other one was Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
The Doctor in cartoon form, obviously.
Yeah. I'd really want Star Wars as well. And we had loads of suggestions from listeners as well on Twitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look through there and add one of those in there as well. Because I think we have some quite unique ones. But aren't too mainstream. Yeah. So it would definitely come last. But it's sort of... I like it when we're not mainstream. You know, if it's not something like Rick and Morty, it's not one you'd really think of, is it?
No.
But sort of Hulock is sort of an obvious choice. Star Wars is an obvious choice as well. But so I'm going to look through the comments and see what they say as well. And I'll add them into the show next week as well. So I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
It's a shame Lewis couldn't join us. So that's it for Whovian Whoniverse this week.
Sorry, I'm not called Lewis. Be sure to check our YouTube channel. Just type in Whovian Whoniverse.
Yeah, while you're there, be sure to check out Product Rehu. This Friday's episode is an unboxing of Macro Terror on Blu-ray. Have you seen that one before?
A long time ago, yes.
Hey, do you want to do that one for Who's Your Lesson?
Yeah, we could do, but I've not got it.
I've got it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you don't?
No.
It's alright, we'll stick to the original one, we'll do it another time. Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @WhoUniverse.
Yeah, do the next one as well.
Follow Jamie at Watson's Musings.
And you can follow Brian at Beach007.
And you can follow Lewis in real life.
Yeah, definitely.
We're not even giving his Twitter handle out.
No, it's not even here. Also, thank you to Zip Farm for making the logo again. Reach out, please, again. Yeah. What do you do? Is it like a little island? Do you see a little, each little island's its own individual zip, and it just fills you with confidence and love? Do you dream about popping zips? Is it like a bouncing castle? Do you hire a zip bouncing castle for your birthday?
That would be awesome.
Be squidgingly awesome. So you've been listening to Whovian Whoniverse. Have a week.